Take a slow, gentle breath in and release it softly. Again, breathe in peace and let it flow out of your body. Allow the weight of your day to begin to fade away. The noise, the worries, the unfinished thoughts still moving quietly in your mind. You do not need to solve anything tonight. You do not need to carry tomorrow with you. For this moment, you are safe here. You are surrounded by calm. You are held in peace. Let your shoulders soften. Let your jaw relax. Let your breathing become slow and steady, like gentle waves along a quiet shore. Tonight, we will reflect on a quiet story from the Bible, the story of Moses. Not a story of rushing or fear, but a story of patience, of guidance, and of a God who makes a way even when the path seems impossible to see. A story that reminds us that we are never alone, even in the wilderness, even in moments of uncertainty. As you listen, allow your breathing to slow even more. Let your body sink deeper into rest. Let your heart grow still. There is nothing else you need to do. Simply listen and rest. Moses spent many years in the quiet wilderness, far from crowds, far from noise, far from the voices that once shaped his days. Each morning arrived slowly, with soft light stretching across the desert sand. There were no horns, no hurried footsteps, no demands waiting to be answered. Each day followed a gentle rhythm, walking beneath open skies, watching over the sheep, listening to the wind as it moved patiently across the land. The desert was vast, stretching farther than the eye could see. Yet within that vastness there was peace, a peace that did not ask questions, a peace that did not rush. In this still place, Moses learned patience. He learned how to walk without urgency, how to wait without fear, how to be present with each quiet step he took. Days passed slowly, seasons changed gently, and Moses began to understand that silence is not emptiness. Often it is in the waiting that God prepares the heart, not through noise, not through force, but through quiet shaping, moment by moment. Moses did not know that this long, quiet season was forming him from within. He did not know that every peaceful morning, every silent night beneath the stars was teaching him trust, teaching him humility, teaching him how to listen. God was working even when nothing seemed to be happening, working in the stillness, working in the ordinary, working in the silence that surrounded him each day. And as Moses walked the desert paths, unaware of what lay ahead, his heart was being gently prepared for something greater than he could imagine, because God's work does not always begin with fire or movement. Sometimes it begins quietly, in the wilderness, where the soul learns how to be still. One ordinary day, as the sun rose gently over the desert, Moses noticed something unusual. Not a sound, not a sudden movement, but a quiet sight that drew his attention. A bush was burning, yet it was not consumed. The flames did not roar. They did not rush. They rested calmly upon the branches, glowing softly, steady and gentle. The fire did not destroy. It simply remained. As Moses stood watching, the desert air felt still. The wind slowed. The moment seemed to pause. With careful steps, Moses approached, and in that quiet place, God spoke, not with thunder, not with shaking ground, but with purpose, with clarity, with deep, knowing calm. God reminded Moses that he sees suffering. He sees the burdens carried silently in weary hearts. He hears the cries spoken aloud and the ones whispered in the dark. Nothing is hidden from him. No pain goes unnoticed. And God acts, not in haste, not in delay, but in his perfect time. Moses felt small, aware of his weakness, uncertain of his ability. Questions filled his thoughts. Doubts rose quietly within him. Yet God did not ask Moses to be strong on his own. God did not demand perfection. He did not ask for confidence that Moses did not yet have. Instead, God promised his presence, a presence that would go before him, walk beside him, remain with him through every step ahead. In that quiet moment, Moses began to understand that calling does not depend on strength, but on trust. And the gentle fire continued to burn, unchanging, faithful, as a reminder that God is near, even in the ordinary, even in the quiet places of life. Moses obeyed, even when fear whispered doubt. Step by step, he led the people forward. The journey was not easy. There were moments of uncertainty, moments of weariness, but God went before them, guiding by day, protecting by night. Moses learned that leadership is not about control, but trust. Trusting God when answers are unclear, trusting God when the road feels long. Soon the people reached the sea. Water stretched endlessly ahead. Behind them, fear pressed close. There seemed to be no way forward. Moses stood still, and in that stillness, God made a way. The waters parted, creating a path where none existed before. Step by step, the people walked safely through. This moment reminds us, when life feels blocked, God is not finished. He creates paths beyond what we can see. After the crossing, the journey continued. Not every day was dramatic. Many days were quiet, simple. Trust is often built in ordinary moments. God provided daily guidance, rest, enough for each step. Moses learned that God does not rush, and neither must we. Let us end with a gentle prayer. Dear God, thank you for being present, even when the way forward is unclear. Teach us to trust you in the quiet moments. When fear rises, remind us that you go before us. Thank you for making a way where we see none. Tonight we place our worries into your hands. Grant us rest. Grant us peace. Amen. Now, allow your breathing to slow even more. Let the story fade gently, like a whisper into the night. Your body is resting. Your mind is calm. God is watching over you. You are safe. Rest now. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, comment, like, and share.